Hello, WWE fans, and welcome to welcome to my review of NXT Takeover Orlando. As of course, last night we witnessed the NXT Takeover Orlando. As remember, this is the Wrestlemania weekend, which will culminate with two events known as WrestleMania 33, which we saw the reveal of the stage on Friday, and also the Monday night, the Raw and SmackDown shows following WrestleMania are certainly going to be very loud, particularly about things that happen the night after WrestleMania. So let's take a look and see what happened in Orlando, Florida for NXT Takeover, shall we? Now, the first match obviously has the Centenary, all members of Centenary, versus Tyo Dillinger, Casco O'Neill, as well as Rob Riot and Roderick Strong. Now, however, though, it seems that it turns out that No Way Jose actually got beaten up by Ascension during WrestleMania Access, and it was because of that they had to get someone else on board with them to take on the Centenary, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, as Centenary have continued their domination across NXT as they become the most instructed force in the actual brand. So things are not gonna look a bit unreal for NXT, particularly if no team can beat the Centenary. It's going to be very interesting to see how things work out from here. However, though, this would then lead to the debut of Eldest Black's first NXT Takeover, where Eldest Black would finally make his debut into NXT, where he would face Armando Alomar, who has always appeared in NXT Takeover since 2 years ago and hasn't been able to get like the best of. He hasn't really got that many wins on his belt on NXT Takeover, but Steel Black makes an impressive debut at NXT, and he certainly did everyone proud, to say for the least, and his debut certainly went well. So Eldest Black finally debuts in NXT Takeover and finally makes an impact. Also, it was during this segment that WWE had officially announced this guy right here, you may recognize him, Drew McIntyre, is finally returning to NXT as a superstar of the brand. So looks like Drew McIntyre is going to be back better than ever before. Particularly the last time he was in WWE, he was Mr. McMahon's chosen one, and now it looks like he has a different persona around him. So it'll be interesting to see how Drew McIntyre will become, how he will evolve in NXT, and when he will debut will be interesting as well. So maybe he'll debut in time for NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn, perhaps? Who knows? I mean, only time will tell for now, as Drew McIntyre hopes to make an impact in NXT. But moving on, we have the other title matches. Now, also bear in mind, each of the title matches do have new championship belts. And these are the new tag team title belts, by the way, if you're curious. These are the new title belts for the tag team champions, where we would see the Authors of Pain take on the Revival and DIY in a triple threat elimination match. Unfortunately for Revival, they were the first team to go out, which would leave DIY and the Authors of Pain to be the final two teams to battle out for a chance to become the tag team champions. But unfortunately for DIY, once again, a repeat of the last takeover, they would lose the battle to the Authors of Pain, and Authors of Pain would win the match and hold the new tag team title belts, replacing the tag title belts they had before. So, yeah, the Authors of Pain are still your tag team champions in NXT. Also, they did a segment, by the way, online where you see Hall of Famers Edge and Beth Phoenix were actually at ringside, funny enough. So, yeah, not bad stuff to see that two Hall of Famers now, and the newest Hall of Famer, in fact, Beth Phoenix, finally a part of the, finally joining in and checking out NXT, which is really cool. And then we have the obviously the NXT Women's Championship, which also had its new championship belt revealed, which obviously they were battling for the new championship, which would lead to Ember Moon versus Asuka. This is the match that people believed Ember Moon would have been the one to win this match because of how great she's been doing in NXT. But surprise, surprise, Asuka finally found a weakness in Ember Moon to able to win the match. And not only that, but also hold the new NXT Women's Championship belt. And obviously, Asuka continues her domination. I'm not too sure if she will be moving to the main roster. I would assume that is probably what's going to happen leading into this coming week, but we'll have to see for now, I guess, because it just sounds right to me that Asuka would move to the main roster. Therefore, that will give Ember Moon a chance to probably win the NXT Women's title, possibly during this week's NXT or something. Perhaps that's when that's going to happen. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. We'll see how things work from here, particularly leading up to a possible Asuka main roster debut that could very well be happening. Then, of course, that leads to the main event, which will feature the new version of the NXT Championship, which you can see here looks a lot more stylish than the previous one. As you can tell, they have a certain theme, each of the new NXT title belts. This would lead to Shinsuke Nakamura getting his rematch against Bobby Roode. And obviously, Shinsuke was looking a bit better, especially from the leg injury he had at San Antonio, but at least he's now back in his full force, ready to become, hopefully, a first-ever three-time champion. But unfortunately, that wasn't going to be the case because Bobby Roode finally was able to put a glorious performance on with the glorious DDT, and it finally did the job, and Bobby Roode would hold the new NXT Championship around his waist. Therefore, Shinsuke Nakamura would leave NXT without the NXT Championship, which would suggest, as he's paid like farewells to the NXT fans, that would suggest that either this week on Raw or SmackDown, we may potentially see Shinsuke Nakamura debuting on the main roster. Wouldn't be surprised if that is indeed where this is going, because it's kind of been, I think it's been kindly long overdue, and I think it's been heavily rumored pretty much ever since the build-up to WrestleMania 33 began, that Shinsuke Nakamura would finally join the main roster after WrestleMania. So, yep, looks like that time may very well have come for Shinsuke Nakamura, and I think this might be the beginning of that road for Shinsuke Nakamura to finally become a member of either Raw or SmackDown. The question is, which brand will he go first? Many speculations believe he could be joining SmackDown, but who's to say he won't go to Raw? Anything could happen. Anything could happen over these next couple of hours. He could sign to any of them. So we'll see. We'll see how things go from here. And also, it'll be very interesting to see where Bobby Roode will go from here. Who will be his next challenge, particularly for the next takeover? We'll hopefully find out soon. And also, will there be a takeover in London again, especially given they're going to the Download Festival in June? So maybe a takeover in London? We'll have to wait and see for now, I guess. But with that said, there are all the NXT takeover matches. Nice way to end things, isn't it? The fact that we've had some great matches in NXT TakeOver. Also, there is something else I want to bring to the table before we disappear, because Triple H actually did an announcement as part of this year's, like I said, as part of this year's WrestleMania Access, and that is that he basically announced to the world that we have got a women's tournament taking place. That's right. There's going to be a women's tournament taking place in the WWE, and it's going to be happening sometime this summer. That's right. This summer, there's going to be a women's tournament in WWE, and they advertised it in front of the Access fans, and this is obviously the image of the presentation they did last night, in fact, where they actually confirmed that this was all a part of a program that they've done called WWE Reimagine, which is going to be, it's basically an opportunity for the women to show their talent, pretty much, is what Triple H and Stephanie are trying to do here, is they're trying to give women an opportunity to continue their ongoing women's evolution, should I say. And yeah, it's going to also be on the WWE Network. So this will also give the Raw Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and possibly the NXT Women's Champion to all be featured in the show. Also, at the same time, it also begs the question about obviously those who haven't competed, such as, you know, those who haven't competed as much, including Lana. Lana hasn't been featured in matches recently, and also you've got some of the women wrestlers from NXT as well featured. So a lot of women to be a part of, even though there are some women who have not been revealed. They've only revealed about 17. Funny enough, they're going to be women wrestlers from 17 countries, so I'm guessing they're probably going to get some newcomers, probably. Maybe some old faces will return, probably Kelly Kelly, due to the fact that Kelly Kelly had actually recently appeared on a Monday Night Raw behind the scenes. Wouldn't be surprised if it involves her in the tournament. But yeah, there's going to be 32 of them coming that particular day, which obviously the date has not yet been confirmed, but surely we will find out very, very soon. Like I said, we will find out sooner or later who's going to be in this tournament, and it's probably going to be very similar to the UK's championship and the Cruiserweight Classic that we had last year, and also the UK's championship that we had in January. We still yet to know when the UK's WWE's UK's weekly featured show will actually take place. So hopefully Triple H will reveal some details soon as terms of when will the UK get their weekly WWE program fix. So yeah, we have to wait and see. But it's going to be big. It's going to be big, no question about it. I think everyone's going to be a part of this. This is going to be like a big moment for the company. So yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff that's been revealed. And also make sure to tune in to WrestleMania tonight. I'll have the results with you tomorrow as we will find out all the moments and the magic of WrestleMania 33. And by the way, it'll be available for you to buy on DVD and that from June in the UK. So make sure to pre-order if you haven't reserved your copy already, because sooner or later you will find out more information about a possible collector's edition and much, much more for the WrestleMania DVDs. News will hopefully start coming out within the week. So see you then.